Bourbonbarkeep. Curtis.
Noah, man, great to be here.
Hey.
That was kind of a cliffhanger for no reason at all.
I know.
First time you've done that.
Some people will log in here and be like, hey, I haven't seen you guys before. And be like, wow, is he having a seizure?
Sure.
And they may just like out of pity.
Like that guy really struggled to start the episode.
They need money at this point.
Sure. But bring us in to what we have in store for you all today. Can I do it actually?
If you must.
Yeah. So what we have today, overrated, underrated, and properly rated. We have one properly rated as well.
Now, the people need to know are overrated bottles. These are the ones, whether it's due to price, whether it's due to hype, whether it's due to both.
Largely both, yeah.
I got one.
Okay.
This one is actually a lower priced one. And if the people have seen this channel at all, I feel like they actually know possibly what's coming.
Yeah, that's right. A few of these, I feel like if you've been here a while and you watch weekly, that you might be able to guess a couple of these. But that's kind of the point, you know. We all have our favorites. We all have our least favorites.
We have a least favorite here.
Yeah.
Some people may have been expecting Rare Breed. I dislike Heaven Hill a bit more. The thing that made this win, if you will, the overrated category was this is winning awards.
Yeah.
This is winning Bartender Spirit of the Year award in 2023.
Yeah.
This is winning double gold at places. I understand it's a 7-year bourbon for around $40.
Yeah,
I understand it's 100 proof.
Yeah, that's a nice deal.
I don't,
generally.
I don't want to drink dirt.
Yeah.
This is what it tastes like to me.
Yeah.
I'm not putting Heaven Hill on blast. They do a lot of great stuff. The grains to glass stuff, slightly overpriced.
But it's pretty good.
Pretty good juice.
Yeah.
The bottled and bond stuff. What you had the 6-year, it was glorious. I'm not even bitter about it. This right here, this is not it. It's dirt. I can't sit here and tell someone, hey, this won awards for $40. And you got Early Times out here. It's a liter. Look how much bigger this is.
Yeah. Early Times being a liter and being what, 20, $15 cheaper. And it's just way better.
Yeah.
It's way better.
Okay, let's say you're Mr. Big Pockets. There you go. It's still 7 years. It's still 100 proof. It's still bottled and bond. Checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
This has won a stupid amount of blinds.
Yeah.
And we do it blind because they are
And you don't even really need deep pockets. This is $55. Like you're paying an extra $15 for a much better bourbon there.
Yeah, I'm not proud. I don't want to put people on blast, but I can't sit here and see people win awards that don't deserve the award.
Sure. All right. My first overrated submission. It hurts my heart really to do this.
Oh, we're back to back bottled and bonds.
Henry McKenna. This is a bottled and bond, as you said. This was also in our bottled and bond tournament. It did not do very well as well. It did finish above Heaven Hill.
It did.
The problem with this, though, is it's a good $20, $30, even more expensive than Heaven Hill at this point.
Here's your question for you.
Yeah.
What do you pick? You have to. Gun to your head, you have to pick one.
Since I'm just lighting money on fire anyway, I'm probably going Heaven Hill because it's less money on fire.
I respect that.
But yes, I mean, this is running 65. I mean, some places even have this $70, $75 at this point.
It's behind the glass case
I
sometimes.
used to really enjoy it when it was $30, $35, 4 or 5 years ago. And you know what's overrated about it to me, I think most, is just the pure inconsistency. Sometimes you have a pour of this and it's really solid, and then other times it's just completely awful, and you're like, what barrel, like what happened to this barrel? Like what went wrong?
I think the inconsistency at $65, I'm not going to sit there in the stomach.
Sure.
It hurts my heart. I'm certainly not going to gamble on it.
Sure. All right, man. Next up, overrated, number 2 for you. Hit me with it.
All right. I got one that's highly sought after.
Okay.
She's coming out in October. It's midwinter. You and I, we're at odds over this one.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
I like it more than you.
The sad part is, I don't think, juice-wise, you don't. Price-wise, you do. And I mean that in the sense of when it comes to what you're willing to pay is above mine.
Yeah.
And at under 100 proof, I get it's finished.
Yeah.
I get it's Christmas. It's so fun. But
What's a midwinter night's dram?
Midwinter. Oh, damn it. So that's January?
Well, I think
it's a January.
I think
pour?
it's a Christmas pour. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The juice isn't matching $180, and I refuse to keep paying for it as the price goes up. That's my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a phenomenal pour at 90? I think is what it used to be 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's finished. So like, I'm not willing to not pay up, but when you start hitting 180,
Sure.
I'm having problems.
Sure.
At this point. Now, if you're going to sit there and tell me there's other bottles out there that taste similar, give me the same experience,
Mm-hmm.
you still got your Sagamore. This is even finished in sherry,
Yeah.
and it still reminds me of the port finished midwinter.
To Sagamore?
Is that
No, this is just your
that's
your
true.
rye. Yeah. But to Sagamore?
to Sagamore? They need all the shout outs.
Sure.
And Lucky 7. So you're talking a little higher proof. So if you don't like the proof, go your Sagamore. You're still going to get your Christmas experience. Sure. And this one is still Christmas in glass.
It's the holiday toast. Okay. My second and final overrated submission.
Oh, wow. That's a shame.
Colonel E.H. Taylor, it is a shame. The small batch. And this isn't my overrated submission because I think it's bad juice. Mm-hmm. It's not overrated submission because it's a ugly bottle.
Talk to him, you know?
It comes in a sweet little pipe thing. What do you call that?
Condom.
Well, it's firm. Probably doesn't feel much. It's overrated to me because it's really, really hard to find for whatever reason. And if you do find it, it's probably double MSRP. MSRP is what, $50, $55, $60?
Oh, no. It's definitely like 40 to 50.
No, 50. Okay,
Yeah.
We'll go 50 round number. If your liquor store has this on its probably back shelf in the allocated section, it's probably running $100, $120. And it's so frustrating because it's not special.
Uh-huh.
It did not win our bottled and bond competition. This was also...
Now, tell them what it lost to.
It made the final four, but it lost to Mr. $25 liter early times. So it's definitely not a special bottle. It's good, solid juice.
Yeah.
But you should be able to find this for MSRP whenever, wherever, and you can't. And that's what makes it overrated for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. As soon as early times beat it in the blind, which it had to graduate to get there. I mean, it won its bracket.
Yeah.
As soon as early times beat, I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
I may never buy this again, which is kind of sad because I do enjoy it.
Yeah. So you have a last submission, right? You have one more?
I do.
Okay.
I know you've taken a peek at my bottles over here.
I mean, they're right there.
You've been peeking.
They're cute.
Do you have a guess at what overrated is? Because I can promise you, you do not.
That's not what I was going to guess. No, what the hell? You didn't even give me a chance to guess.
No, I mean, we got time on our side. No, against us.
We do have, yeah.
Either
we're
way.
kind of on a cap.
Some of you on the channel will be pretty dumbfounded to see this up here because this scored actually very well in our Whiskey of the Year rankings.
Yeah, good word.
This is why. Because if you're going to sit there and be introduced, rightfully or not rightfully so, as a George T. Stagg killer, and then WhiskeyTube is kind of like, no, you're not. I don't know what else to call you but overrated.
Yeah.
That being said, this is great juice. This beats Stagg and our blind. So it's not that it's bad. It's not that I would come down. I hope that I buy another one of these once this gets about halfway down. But if you're going to come out as a George T. Stagg killer, you better take him down.
On underrated.
Cheers.
All right. On underrated. I'll go first. I'll go first.
We both left. I'm here.
Okay.
Hey.
On underrated. And like I said previously, if you're here every week and you watch us, you're probably not going to be very surprised by our submissions tonight. And I don't think you're going to be surprised when I pull out Green River Full Proof.
I love Full Proof.
And
specifically Green Rivers.
From the, the bottle's gimmicky, but it's cool.
Is it though?
I think it's cool. There's a little slot here.
No. Gimmicky, not the cool piece.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Give me the game all day.
Yeah, there's a little slot here to where you can throw some coins in there if you're on a bar top.
Yeah.
Once you actually crack this thing and get into the juice, for $40, it's some of the best barrel-proof bourbon I've ever had for that price. I mean, this does go toe-to-toe with your Larceny barrel proofs and even a couple of the Elijah Craig batches.
Yeah, I would absolutely
For
agree.
half the price. I mean, if you're struggling to find the new Elijah Craig batch or the new Larceny batch, like this is a cannot go wrong substitute. and it's underrated because it's so damn cheap. I don't know why they're selling it for that price. I hope they don't change it.
When you said, hey, this is my submission for underrated, I felt like you could actually submit all of Green River at this point.
Yeah.
I think their straight bourbon is fantastic. I think their rye is fantastic. Yeah. And then what they're doing with full proof at that price.
Yeah.
All right. Underrated time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started that already. Yeah. Getting that mindset, man.
Well, I got a twofer for you.
Cheers. Love a good twofer.
I genuinely couldn't figure out which was more underrated, and I would argue criminally underrated. Mm-hmm. The Knob Creek 12-year for $65, $70 at 12 years.
Yeah.
And the 9, which just runs laps around your McKenna, which we've talked about, Angel's Envy, which we've proven, on the lounge.
Yeah. Every Wednesday.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I'd be curious to stack this up against New Ref as well, which is a fan favorite.
Yeah, you could.
But I think both of these for $65 and like $30 with the year and a nice even 100 proof, you just can't go wrong.
Sure. All right.
You find yours.
While you do that.
Oh, yeah.
My last underrated submission, we pulled this out on this channel a handful of times now, the Old Granddad 114. I mean, I don't even really know what I'm about to say. It's $25. It's 114 proof. It's so great in a cocktail. I like it best in like an old fashioned because it's such a bourbon forward cocktail that it makes, considering its proof. I mean, and you can put it straight. You can put it on an ice cube. It's going to be delightful there too. There's so many different ways you can use this bottle, and at $25, it's can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about it, except us.
Just us.
Nobody talks about Old Granddad 114.
No one. We have Old
You
Granddad.
ever even heard of this?
Down here in the basement.
You ever even heard of this?
We kidnapped him.
So yeah, but everybody talks about this, but it's still underrated to me. There's so many different ways you can use it. Cocktail, you can put it on a cube if it's a warm summer's day, because I don't think this is super rich and like hearty to a point where you can't drink that in June.
114 will catch up with you though.
Yeah, throw it on a cube, man. Throw it
Drink
on
responsibly.
a cube. Get some hair on those peaches, man.
Wow. All right. Well, last, underrated. And this is kind of a learning experience for myself.
Okay.
I watched a lot of WhiskeyTube before dipping my toe in, and I was like, hey, what's the big deal about these picks? They're like $10, $15 more. I can just buy the regular thing. Yeah. I could buy the regular thing that I like. And guess what? I bought the regular thing that I like. Look at how much is left. Then I bought a pick. Look how much is left.
Yeah, picks, I mean, they do make all the difference.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I really didn't think it was that much different until I bought my first pick. My first pick was Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof. Yeah. And I love the regular.
Yeah.
And the pick was so damn smooth. And then the Blue Note, I told you to buy this one.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I actually had the pick. And I was like, you know what? The one that's not the pick is pretty hot. It's pretty spicy.
Not to show, you know, any sort of animosity or resentment towards you, but this is probably where my Blue Note sits as well, right about that level.
Yeah, Blue Note, it's great stuff. It's hot.
Yeah,
it's
very
been
hot.
Spring, summer.
Yeah.
This was drank very quickly.
Yep.
Support your local place. They do great picks, and do it. Do the pick. Buy the pick. I promise you will not regret it.
Cheers. Love it. All right, man. So we have one more category for you all, just one submission apiece. What we wanted to do is just focus on the stuff that's status quo.
Properly rated.
It's rated as it should be, and it's certainly not a bad thing, you know? You want me to go first? You want to go first?
I would love for you to go first.
All right, man. Another one that has debuted a few different times. Debuted a few different times. That doesn't make sense. Has appeared a few different times on this channel. We have the James E. Pepper Decanter series. It's won blinds. It's done extremely well, just scoring straight up. It's $60, $65.70 if your liquor store is kind of cheap.
Fair.
We'll go 65 for a nice middle. Their Decanter series is a, as you can see, beautiful etched bottle. This is the 0020 batch, so they do put out multiple batches a year. The two that I've been able to try are relatively similar, but there are different, little nuances there. It's just a really, really high quality pour. It's 105 proof, so you're getting, a little meat on that bone.
But not too much.
But not too much.
This one is a little bittersweet for me because I dug my heels in. I was like, I got plenty of bottles. I don't need it. It's not a flex. It's more like, hey, there's a problem with spending.
Yeah.
And then this one, a blind, I was like, I need to buy that bottle.
Yeah.
We tried to stay away from the allocated ones. My properly rated is actually the Old Forester 10-year, 1924. And I say that kind of glass half empty, if you will. Some people came out, it's $115, and I would say it's a little high. I think everybody agrees it's a little high. But when you're talking about Old Forester, legacy, new mash bill, high age, age stated, if you will. At 115, it's won a couple blinds for us at this point to where I'm like, okay, maybe this is kind of sneaky good.
Yeah.
And at 115, I would go up to 125 and I would stop there. Now, if you told me next year this is 107, 110 proof, which I think would be
helpful,
kind of fun for everybody.
Yeah, I think it'd be helpful. Get a little more, not to keep reusing the same phrase, but a little more meat on that bone. I'm with you there. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to see a little more proof. So I think people coming in sky high expectations, now they're down to where could argue it's a little underrated now.
Sure.
So I'm going to go right in the middle. Properly rated.
Properly rated. Right at where it should be.
Glass half empty.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Our ratings of over, under, and the proper variety.
Properly rated.
Feel free in the comments to just, either completely disagree with us or put your own submissions in there. Stuff maybe we haven't tried that's maybe local to you that we should try to look into. But
one that's coming to Kansas City that's going to be underrated? Bardstown. I cannot wait to taste their stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, subscribe.
Well,
thanks for showing up. Been a journey.
It's been a journey. Cheers, fellas and ladies.